What's going on, guys? Got a few things in the mail. Got some upcoming projects going on. First things first, got a valve cover leak on the 4Runner. Not too big of a deal. The O-ring's leaking, but the oil's coming up through the hex nut that somebody put on there at some point, so we needed to get some acorn nuts. And as you know, I like wasting money on things like a header.
What did you say?
Gold acorn nuts to go with the new gaskets, so really cool, I think. And then for the e-brake of the 4Runner, I'm upgrading from that mechanical to a hydraulic setup. I've got a little hydraulic dual piston caliper from a motorcycle, so it stays nice and rigid. There's no floating, nothing like that going on, so it's just stuck there. Width is set up for the width of the rotor. That'll be on its own separate hydraulic system, tiny brake line going to a little master cylinder, like a rear brake motorcycle master cylinder that will connect to the existing linkage of the, I think it's an all-pro off-road e-brake kit. So when you pull that, the factory brake pull, e-brake pull on the inside of the truck, it'll pull the cable, and the cable will pull that arm. The arm will squeeze and compress that master cylinder. But we got to come up with some kind of bracket for that. So I'm going to make a bracket to mount that master cylinder, and I'm going to have to modify the existing bracket to be able to mount this thing. So a couple of bolt holes there, brake line there. Shouldn't be too bad. Next thing we got for the MR2, got these all the way from the United Kingdom. Nice guy on eBay is making these stainless steel radiator, upper radiator brackets. Mine are completely missing. Somebody made some janky square tubing bars underneath the car between the frunk and pretty much a radiator support. I don't know why they have it set up like this, but it's just resting on those bars. These will give me my upper brackets, and the lower brackets seem like they're still there. I just need to probably print some TPU bushings. These are stainless steel, 2-piece, well, I guess 3-piece with the rubber. Laser cut. Guy takes time to polish them a little bit. He TIG welds the secondary bracket, and this looks like 3D printed TPU bushings, which this is actually the first 3D printed part I've actually bought from anybody. So good on you for making a product like that. Saved me some time, and I got to support a small business in another country. Comes with zinc bolts. These are hex flange with this serrated surface to keep everything nice and tight. These will look real nice at factory. I mean, most of that stuff's covered up by that plastic fascia cover, but those are really cool. I'll put a link in the description for that. But this is pretty much everything that's going on right now. Gonna try to get caught up on this stuff. The alternator on the 4Runner seems like it's going out. It's something I did, self-inflicted, trying to run a secondary excite wire, 12 volt like supply wire off a 12 volt circuit, just to give that excite wire a little bit of a cleaner voltage instead of running through that 36-year-old circuitry. Tapped into the wrong wire on accident, got the wrong information from the intranet, and looks like I cooked my voltage regulator, but luckily I still have the OEM regulator. I put a high amp alternator on there, so I'm going to put the original alternator or swap some parts. Either way, it's going to get done. It has to get done because I don't want to drive the MR2 every day. Try to preserve it a little bit. That's a little bit of an update. Thanks for watching.